Good morning, stamping friends. Brenda Hillard here at Create with Brenda. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I am bringing you a super frightfully cute Halloween card. And here it is. This was inspired by a swap that I received from one of my fellow demonstrators. And of course, I changed it up a little bit, but I love it, and I hope you do too. So let me share with you what I'm using here. I'm using the Frightfully Cute bundle, which includes this adorable stamp set, and it comes with the Frightful Tags Dies. Look at these adorable dies. So for this project, I used the cobweb using Gorgeous Grape. I used this fun little stitched label, and then I used this label also. So I used the thick white cardstock for that, and then for this one I used Mango Melody. So let me show you the coordinating cute Halloween paper this year. Look at this paper. Isn't it adorable? I just love it. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 designs, and they're double-sided. So really you have 16 different designs, but I love the black and white, and then of course the colored options. Here's the coordinating colors for the paper, and I just think it's super cute. So today I chose to use the Haunted Mansions, and I coordinated that with Mango Melody, and this is what our project looks like. So stay tuned because I'm going to do a little Stamparatus demonstration here, and if you have a Stamparatus and you don't use it often, you really should practice because this thing is a lifesaver. I made this card for a demonstrator team swap, and it made it go very quickly, and I had a fair number of cards to do. So to set up the Stamparatus, here's the Mango Melody piece that I used to cut my labels, right? So here's the label. I'm going to set this right down here on my Stamparatus, and then I'm just going to secure it in place with the big magnets. I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool and have that ready with the pointy end. And then I'm just going to, first of all, get my stamps. So from the Frightfully Cute, I want the Happy Halloween to You. And I want these little, I don't know what you want to call them, chemistry bottles, poison bottles maybe. And I'm going to take the Happy Halloween and I'm going to center it right in here. And then I'm going to pick up that with my acrylic plate. And then using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, I am just simply going to ink up my stamp. And then I can stamp it. And I can see that I have it centered in there just like I want it. Okay? So now I can take my die cut piece and just like a puzzle piece, fit it in there. I'm going to bring my ink pad back over and I'm going to ink up my stamp, and then I can stamp. And now see, I don't have as dark a, I don't have as dark of an image as I'd like. So I'm just going to ink this up one more time and stamp it again. Get as many chances as you want to get a good image. And then I can just take this and pop it right out of there and go on to the next one. And do I have that I want to do. So I'm just going to put that in. And you'll see, as long as you don't move your template or your stamp on your acrylic pad, you can just keep going with these and make as many of those labels as you'd like. Okay? Pop it out. Put the next one in. All right, so then I did the same thing using the cutout for that stitched label. And again, I'm just going to put this in place. I'm going to switch out my acrylic plate because I no longer want that Happy Halloween. I'll just put another plate in here. When you put your plates in, always put them in at 90 degrees and take them out at 90 degrees, okay? So this time, I want these little chemistry bottles. So I'm going to set that there. Pick up my stamp. Ink up my stamp. And then I can stamp it right here. And I want to make sure that I've got it where I want it on my label. And I don't. So I'm going to scoot this over so that they're just centered a bit better. And I want them a little more towards the top. And you'll see why in just a minute. Okay. So now I know I'm ready. So I can just take my little die cut piece, put it in like that, ink them up, and stamp. Now, because these are such solid stamps, when I pick up, my piece might come up with it, which it didn't this time. I'm going to set that one aside, and then I'll leave it just like that. So when you die cut, if you want it, if you're doing multiples, save your die cutting templates and use them in your Stamparatus. And that may not be new to you, but it might be new to some people. So give it a try. All right, let's finish assembling our card. So using that adorable, cute Halloween paper, like I said, I chose the mansions. So here's what I have. I have a card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I know that there are some people that tune in who are hearing impaired, so I'm just going to put that back on there. All right. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer and we'll score this. Remember, the dark blade is your cutting blade and the light gray is your scoring. So I've got it at 4 1/4. And I'm just gonna, because I used the thick basic white, I gave it a few runs over for scoring. And now we'll take our bone folder and just give that a really good crease. All right, so there's that part of our card. I have the Haunted Mansions that are 2 by 5 1/4. A piece of Mango Melody that measures 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of basic black that measures 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so let's put it together. I'm going to take my Haunted Mansion, and I do want my silicone pad. We'll give this a run of adhesive on each side. And then I'm going to take my piece of Mango Melody, and I'm just going to make sure that the top and the bottom are even. And they aren't. I must have cut my my Haunted Mansion paper is a little bit long, but no worries. I'll just bring in the trimmer, and I'm going to cut this little edge off. There we go. All right, so now we have our piece, and then I'm going to add more Stampin' Seal on each side. And I'm just going to put this onto our piece of basic black, and I've mounted it so that it's on the left side of our card. And then look at these adorable little cobwebs. And I noticed I just missed one little piece there when die cutting. And these die cut out really nice. You don't have to sit and fight with them like we have had to do in the past. So I'm just going to put a dot of glue right in the center, and I'm going to glue that down just to this left edge of the Haunted Mansion. And let's bring in our stamped label. And using our Stampin' Blends, I'm going to be using the fine tip. See how there's the thin line and the thick line? I'm going to use the thin edge, and this is the dark, fresh freesia. This is the new in color. And I'm just going to color the bottle labels so that they stand out. This was the light old olive, and then this is the other new in color, the dark pale papaya. I'm going to color this label, and then I'm going to give these little bubbles some color too. All right, so we're ready to put this down on our card, and what I want to do is just turn it over, and I'm going to add a Stampin' Dimensional to that right edge, and then I want to put just some liquid adhesive on the left edge so that when I lay this down, we're popped up just a little bit on this side. And what that's going to do is when we add our label here, oops, can't pick it up. So when you can't pick up something, what do? You take your pick tool with the putty end, and you simply press on it to pick it up. Yay. Great. I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to our label here, the Mango Melody. Good, and I'll take the backings off from those. And then I'm just going to lay this right over top like that. Now, embellishments. What coordinates well with this? So, I looked at the stars from suite of products, but it turns out that I really loved these artistry blooms, the iridescent sequins. So I took a dark color, that orange color, and then I took the light and just added a few little embellishments on here. And basically, that's our card front. Now I want to share with you something. The inspiration for this card, there was something on it that was really kind of cool looking, and I want to just kind of show you on a couple of these. So what was done is they colored the windows in the Haunted Mansion, and it gives this paper just a totally different look. Kind of cool, isn't it? And I don't know how well it's showing up. I'll hold it up here in just a minute so that you can get a better look, and I'll do like the bottom half of them so that you can see how it just makes this paper look so different. Wanted to be careful so I didn't get it on my label. And as you can see when I'm coloring and talking, I'm not very good at both of those. So now let me hold it up and you can see like the windows in here are tinted and the windows up here are white. How cool is that? Like I said, it gives the card a whole different look. So I hope you like it. Now let's put this, take our stamp and seal. We're going to add that to the front of our white card base. And that just makes everything pop on there a little bit, I think. So it says, Happy Halloween to you. And there's some sentiments we can put inside. And we could have, I think this will look cute. What you tell me what you think. I'm going to do the, You're so cute, or You're so sweet. It's scary. Let's mount that on our block and bring our Memento ink back in. And we'll just give this a good inking up, and I'm going to stamp it. Cute, right? I love Halloween. I'm sure a lot of you know that just from me saying it in the past. But now there's this adorable little spider. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to do it on camera because I have lots of new stampers in my group. When you get your stamps, they look like this. They have this white paper, like wax paper on the back, and then you get this piece too. And a lot of times they'll ask questions like, what do I do with this stuff, or how do I get those on? Well, these are split, so you can take off half. And this is what I like to do. I'm sure there's several ways to do it, but this is how I'm most successful. Then on here, there's a layer that you need to peel off. And then I set it down so that the finest point, and then once I set it down, I just press it down really well on a hard surface. And when I pick it up, I've got the sticky adhesive for my stamp, okay? So I'm going to put that on my block, and then I'll ink up my new stamp. And a lot of times I like to do just a test stamp when it's a new one to see if you rock at all with this one, you're going to get a line. Good to know, right? And in my stamping classes and my get-togethers, I always tell them that's why I give you this practice piece of paper so that you can practice, or the placemat so they can practice. So let's try this and see what happens. There it is. It worked. So now I've got, You're so sweet, it's scary. Cute. Now, I just added to the front of my envelope a little piece of the coordinating paper so that there we are. Our Halloween card using the Frightfully Cute bundle. Have a great day, everybody, and stay tuned. I've got lots of projects coming up from the July through December mini catalog. Remember, if you order with me and your order is under $150, be sure to use my host code. And if your product order is over $75, then you qualify for my monthly host code gift. You can check out all the details for my monthly host code at www.createwithbrenda.com. Have a great time stamping, and until next time, bye-bye.